Okay, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. Today we are going to be decluttering these stamps. There are also some dies, some coordinating dies. I call this one Critters and People, but it's mostly lawn fawn. So usually if I get any kind of lawn fawn stamp and die, I just tuck it in here, but I've never actually really organized it. And then there's some other companies as well. So as you can see, it's very full. And I haven't been using these a lot lately, so I'm hoping by going through them, I can decide what I can really use and what should go. And anything that I am unsure of, I'm going to put aside to try to use in the next little bit of the next few weeks. So at the front, I have these two uniquely creative stamps. They're both of women. They're not full, just like kind of like their heads. I typically don't use stamps like this. I got this as part of a, what is this called? Mystery box. I put it in here just by the off chance that I think I would use them, but I haven't really even touched them or looked at them. I think those are going to be either in my stash or, you know, maybes, or I'm not sure. So I'm taking them out. That's what I mean. The mumbling, the rambling means I'm taking them out. Okay. So I have this set of Stamp Anything stamps. These are the Golden Girls. They're called the Golden Girls. I've got Rose, Can I Ask a Dumb Question? And Blanche, Thank You for Being a Friend and Your Pal and Confidant. And then Dorothy, Hope Your Day is Golden. I don't know why I don't have, what was Dorothy's mom? Rose, Blanche, Dorothy, and Ma. What was her name? I can't remember. Anyways, I love these. These are adorable. They're really easy to color too. I think what I might do with these is combine them so they're in one package, and it'll use a little bit less space. Oh, and I was going to show you. So typically what I use to store my dies and stamps are little, almost like Ziploc bags. My favorite ones are by Crafty. They are the zipper seal poly bags. They're actually food safe, so that's great. You can even put food in them, but I use them for stamps and dies. I typically use the 7x9 inch and the 6x8. 6x8 I'm out of. I just finished using those, and so that's the package. They're fairly reasonable. I buy them. They're by Multicraft, which is in Canada. I was having a really hard time finding packaging to put my stamps and dies in, and a lot of them were available in the States and other places, but not here. So I do have a bit of an assortment of different types, but this is the one I've been buying most recently, and I think I like the best. I also have a big, I think this is an 8x12 size, and I came across some smaller bags that I've been using. These are quite small. They're not ideal. I wish they were a little larger. I think I got these because my husband was using them for a game, and then they were too big or something for him. So I've been using them for the smaller stamp sets. Anyways, these are great. I got them at a dollar store in Vancouver. I'm trying to remember which one. I think it might have been like a dollar or more store, something like that. Sometimes Dollar Tree has them here, but not, you have to kind of fluke out. So they're pretty reasonable, and I like the quality. I like that you can easily open and close them. Another item that I use to store them is just these clear, I don't know what these are called. I guess they're sheet protectors, but they're the small ones. These are I believe they're 6.5x8. Where's I think my ruler has wandered away. Let's see. This is, 6, just under 6. 5 3/4 by, I believe it's 8. Yeah. So I use these sometimes. You can order these online. These ones are by Avery. And if they fit, they work really well because the top opens, but you can see what's inside. And you could always put them in a binder if that's something easier for you. I like putting things in bins. I haven't decided to just redo everything in one type of plastic or style because I feel it's a bit wasteful for me personally. Although my OCD just would really love it if I actually did that. So I'm thinking for the Stamp Anythings, if I could just stack them like that, and then I can, it's a little bit small, I might need a bigger container, but something like that, and then they would all be in one. Maybe take up a little bit less space. Okay, those are definite keeps. I put this Spellbinders Smart Glasses. I just thought these were such a cute little set, and it felt like it should be with a bunch of critters, and I will show you the other dies that I have that go with that. This one is Lawn Fawn, so I stuck it in here, but I think I'm going to move this to Sentiments. So I'm going to put that aside to move. Yeah, so I'm just going to quickly go through these critter ones. I have some Avriel ones. And most of these I had to cut apart the dies, but luckily a lot of companies don't do that anymore where you have to snip them apart. I've got some, these are the ones that Lawn Fawn does. I think it's every year they do a special release, if I'm not mistaken. Like I think they call them year something. This one is called Year 11. Sorry, I missed your birthday. I didn't plan it that way. They're cute little puns. I guess maybe not all of these are that. I just assumed that's what they were, but they have some small stamp sets. Hedgehogs, so damn much. So I combined two, and then the dies are in the back because they fit in these little bags really nicely. And yeah, these are just, this one's really funny. It's called Dad Jokes, and it has things like, what do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. And they're teeny tiny. Like these are really small, but they're really funny. Anyways, I think they're funny. I put, I have this, what is this called? Extraordinary Easter by Lawn Fawn. I haven't used it yet, but I picked it up on clearance and I thought it'd be good to have an Easter stamp set. I also have this Studio Katia one, and it comes with the die, or I got the die with it, and I just thought it was cute because it's a little peep. And then I don't know where this die came from. It's a little duck, so I just stuck it in there because it kind of reminded me of Easter. Sizzix, this Framelits with Stamps. They are silhouettes. I don't know. I've had this one for a while, and I've only used it, I think, maybe one time. So I think I'm going to put that aside to use. Your next stamp. So there is a die that cuts out like a globe. What are those? Like a water globe, like a snow globe idea, but it's not really winter. And then it also cuts out the die and then some little clouds. So it doesn't cut out every single thing here. But yeah, so I have that one. I think that's a keep. And some of these are brand new. I have not used them. These are another Lawn Fawn Terrific. I think what I should probably try to do is kind of organize as I go. So I think the small ones will have to go at the front. This one I really love, but I haven't used yet. I thought I had used it, but I realized that the dies weren't cut apart, so I just did that. I did not record myself cutting apart the dies because I thought nobody needs to watch this. I don't even want to do it, so nobody wants to see it. So this is the Woodland Library by Lawn Fawn. Mama Elephant. I think I kept this because I love the little guys, and this to my little rock star. That sentiment is super, super cute. Okay. This is a Mama Elephant. I also really love Mama Elephant, but I find them harder to get where I live. So it is Feel Better. It was from a class or an event. It was an event by Scrapbook and Cards Today. It was one of their big ones. And I joined another one for this spring, a scrapbooking one. This one was cards. It's really cool. It even has this Feel Better Soon die that it's not part of the stamp set, but it coordinates with it. So I left them together. And then this is more Christmas. So I keep my Christmas items in a separate area of, in a box, 2 boxes, a bin of paper, like 12 by 12 paper and some paper related things, and then a big box of everything else. So I think that's going to go there. Just put that aside to put away. This is like a bubble one, Bubbles of Joy. Did a couple classes online with this, I think, a while ago. This was also from that same Scrapbooking Cards Today class. This one I just really loved because it was bees, but I liked that To the Queen Bee. I actually got that for somebody specific. I like from the whole hive, so I can do a bunch of bee things, and it could be from a group. I do some group cards at the end of the year for work. Happy Bee Day, High Five, Be Mine. And I bought this, and then I realized, as with most lawn fawns, I actually really like to have the coordinating dies because I find them very difficult to cut this small. So now when I buy lawn fawn critters like this, I always buy the coordinating dies, or I just don't buy it because it took me a while to find a set and I had to pay, I think, just regular price, and I was not impressed with that. I don't like to buy things like this unless I have some kind of discount code because it's a hobby and I don't need to buy it, right? This one is a little discolored, but it still stamps fine. It's like a summer, Simply Celebrate Summer. I think because this is seasonal, I might just put this aside with some seasonal things. This is another one I've used quite a few times. These are cute. You can stamp them and put them on top of these floaties with like accessories. And then I keep this background die, which is like waves, but it could be other things with it. I'm still debating if I should put this separate just with my background dies because I really do like it. And then I sometimes forget I have it. So I'm not sure, but these I'm going to keep together because they're both summer. This was just a little critter set. This one, You're So Sweet. I got that for, like I said, a specific person. Got Fairy Hugs silhouette. I thought that was pretty. This one's fun. Stamping Bella. It says, thank you for being my unpaid therapist. Again, I bought that for someone specific. It's the rubber stamp, like not, I was going to say red rubber, but it's not. It's blue. But it stamps really nicely. So I've made a card or two with that one for sure. I've got a couple close to my heart ones. And these ones, if they're outlined like that, that means there is a die with it. So this really reminded me of like paper dolls. So I really liked that, and that's why I picked it up. It was from a convention I was at. They were clearing some stuff out. They don't, Close to my heart closed. But I like how it comes packaged so nicely, and this also kind of reminded me of my daughter. This one I got as part of a kit, Lake Life. I think I used part of it, but I'm not 100% sure. But again, these ones have dies. So I put those together because they're people and I feel like I'll use them more likely. So this is one of the challenges I have. This could be seasonal because this could go with my summer stuff. That would make a lot more, actually, I think I am going to do that because it would make more sense than people because it's only the back of the person, and I don't know how likely I am to use this. I'm more likely to use this stuff. But this one is clearly a person, so I think I'll keep that separately. So that's sometimes my issue, is when they fall into 2 categories. What I try to do is, if they do fall into 2 categories, is I try to choose, okay, if I'm looking for something, what's the first category I think of when I think of that item? So for example, if I'm thinking of Halloween, where would I look? And so this says, this is Happy Halloween. I have a Halloween box, but my Halloween box is pretty full. And if I have a seasonal section, I can put this in my seasonal section. My Christmas stuff, I will never look in here for my Christmas stuff because I keep that separate and I always keep it separate. This fox could very well be used for something else, but most likely, if I think about it, it's going to be seasonal. I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of, everybody's is going to be different because it's whatever you think of when you think of that item. This to me says it has fall and Christmas in it, but it doesn't read fall and Christmas to me. It's just this cute little bear with some books and it's cozy, right? So it is kind of winter, so maybe I'll put it with winter, but I might just put it with the critters. I do have some dies here that are not like Lawn Fawn or Mama Elephant. They're Spellbinders, but they're these cute little critter guys. So I might just keep them here. But I do have a section on my dies called Critters. So, and I put this picket fence because I specifically bought this to put little like cute critters inside. I just thought that was perfect. Like a little den almost. It's so pretty. I haven't used that yet, but this is definitely going to stay as almost like a background something. So these I'm not sure. I have to think about where I would think of to get those. Another stamping bell. I love this one. It's called Oddball Bird Set. I bought it to go with another stamp set I had. I think it was from Taylor Expressions. But it says, pairs nicely with I miss your face sentiment. I just love how like funny looking these birds were and tired looking. And then it went well with some of those like funny sentiments I have. I'm going to put this with the other fairy I have. This I thought could be used for Halloween or just fairies. I bought it because I was looking for a cute witch die to go with a witch sentiment I had that says witch please. And I couldn't find one I liked, but I loved the outline and shape of this one from Lavinia Stamps. And I think her name is Prue. Yeah, which made me think of Prue from, what's that show with the three witches that were sisters? I can't remember the name of it. It's from the 90s, I think, or 2000s. But that's what it made me think of. I don't know if that was intentional from them. Anyways, that's why I got those. I like that they're silhouettes too. And I have this Doodlebug set, which is so cute. May the forest be with you. And we moosed celebrate. So I love the moose. I love this little Yeti. Yeah, it's supposed to be for camping, but it's kind of, again, this one, I have to think about where would I look for this? Would I put it with the summer things for camping, or should I look for it? Where would I look for it? Yeah, that's kind of how I guide my thinking. This one is a background die. It's called Sparkle Backdrop. I am going to put this with my background dies. So that I'm going to put with my dies and move that right away. So that I know I would look there. This one, Scrappy Boy Stamps. I'm a big Madonna fan. So I saw this and I had to get it. I've used it a few times. I even have a cutout already there to use next time. This I'm going to put with the people part of this section. This one is Doodlebug Doodle Cuts. So it's got the stamps. And then it comes with these are supposed to be the coordinating dies. But they're bigger than these. So I don't understand this set. I don't understand this set. But, I mean, I can use both things. I don't see how these coordinate. They don't. They're, like, different. They're huge compared to these stamps. And I thought it's me who messed up. But then when you look at the back, I'll show you. It shows this set. Look for the coordinating stamps. Like I guess because this could be put onto that as like a face. These ones could be the faces, but you would think they would have like the little ones to cut out those shapes. I don't know. These are one of the problems I have with ordering things online. Anyways, I'm keeping them together. I'm going to put these in food. So that's a different bin. So I'll put that aside. Oh, here, I think this was the set that I got that other, so I think I should put these together, because when I got this, I was thinking of this. It says, every day I struggle with, I want to look good naked versus treat yourself. I have another stamp set that goes with that. Oh, this is why I got it. I'm not an early bird or a night owl. I'm some form of permanently exhausted pigeon. It just makes me laugh. And cupcakes are miracle, or muffins that believed in miracles. They're just funny, silly. It's called Pitch Black. I think I'll put those together because they're friends. They go well together. So this one I picked up mostly for my husband, but have a slamming birthday. It's a luchador set. He loved it. He thought it was hilarious. I love the eye chihuahua. Yeah, it's really cute. This is Secret Garden. So I've used this a few times. I love the door especially, but I'm definitely on my way of not, like I feel like every time I come across it, I feel guilty that I haven't used it more, and it's very pretty, but then I don't use it. So I think this one's gonna go. So that's just gonna go. This one's fun. It's let's have a bite, friends, the inevitable end, you're sweet, it's scary, have a killer birthday, and it's got like killer whale stuff. So I thought that was kind of cute. I've used that quite a few times. Have a magical day. So these are some unicorn ones. I did not get the die set for this. I used to store my stamps like this because it was easier for me to get my hands on some white envelopes, and I liked that I wasn't using plastic. But then I also found they got kind of damaged, and I liked that you could stamp the images. But then I ended up going to the plastic baggies that I found. But this is also really affordable and easy. The only thing is, like, this sometimes happens. You have to, like, glue down the flaps. But, I mean, it's nothing detrimental. Like, I still use them. This was a purchase from, I think, Hobby Lobby. Tracy Hay. I call my kids monkeys all the time. Macacos in Portuguese. So there's some cute things for my kids. This I bought from Recollections from Michael's. I only bought it because it's one of those ones that you can move the critters. Comes with a little die. So I think people use pennies sometimes to do this. We don't have pennies anymore. So I like that it has the tiny circle die. You can use a circle punch. And then it's got like some pieces to put here so it can slide. So it's a whole little set. As you can see, it's brand new. I have not opened it, but I thought you could even use other critters for this. So this is kind of a mechanism die. So I think I will put that with my other mechanism dies, which is in a separate bin. This was another one I don't really use. I think, was it? I don't know where this is from. I think this was before I started keeping like the covers. So I think this one I might take to work because I feel like this is cute, but I'm not drawn to it. So that one's probably going to go to work. This is another one I haven't used in a long time, but I really like this part of it. And I like that it's a boy, it's a girl baby shower. And it has the dies. I think I bought this like on clearance or something, but I like kind of these background pieces. Yeah, that's why I keep hanging on to it. This one I bought because my daughter did ballet for a little bit and dance. She loves to dance. So I'm kind of torn. It's by Simon Says Stamp. I'm not sure. Part of me thinks we should keep it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I guess I'll keep it until maybe she's a bit older and I feel like we won't use it anymore. These are just like sounds from animals, and then you've got like the translation, which I thought was really cute, from Milan Fawn. So I think normally this is considered sentiments and I would put it with my sentiments, but because it's sounds from animals and that's where all my critters are, I think I'll keep that there. Whereas this is definitely sentiments. I like that this has different languages. I work in a French immersion school, so it's nice to have the French. It does not have Portuguese, unfortunately. or Italian. Does it? Hola, salute. No, but I mean, it's kind of cool to have the other languages. Anyways, I'm going to put that with my sentiments, which are right over here. I'm just going to stick that at the top. This one is really cute. It's like little kiwi critters. Haven't used it yet. My favorite things. And then here I've got, oh my gosh, I've got like a nice huge pile of mess. These are scene builders. Now, I have to decide if I'm going to do like all my scene builders in one section here, or if they're going to go into like a whole separate bin. And then I've also been thinking, is it just easier to have sections of stamps and dies combined in one theme? For example, birthdays and all the birthday stamps and sentiments and everything in one section. Like, I don't know. So that way I'm not going through everything. I'm kind of in the process of trying to figure that out, because every little while I have to do this again, and I think it's not really working the best. I have to think about what that's going to look like, or if it's even physically feasible with the things that I have. I don't want to have to go buy brand new everything to reorganize, because I just don't. But these I'm going to keep together. I just don't know where. This one is kind of, it's not Christmassy because, you know, it's got the lights, but it's a little penguin. So I'll put that in seasonal. This one is a really cute mug set, but also makes a shaker. So I think I would put this either in food or in the shaker cards. Maybe shakers. I can put it in the shakers and then see what happens if I realize it's there. This is definitely going into shakers. This one too. And this has got to go into where my frames are, because I will never look for this in here. So that's not in the right place. And same with these. This is a diorama set, diorama. And that is going to go into my card sets, or the ones that make specific cards, so like 3D cards and stuff. And same with this one. I've used that quite a bit. Just I haven't used the snowflake yet. These are the Magic Iris, and this is the add-on. And then this is like a camera Magic Iris, so this should all be together. So those, okay, so I think the scene building stuff I'll keep with the critters, because these are kind of critter scene buildings. All right, I've organized them. I think they're gonna live this way. It's way better, a lot more space. And I wanted to show you how, a couple of things. So this, I'm just gonna put that aside. This is how I just did really simply. I got some, I think this was poster board. For the life of me, I cannot remember where I got this paper from. But it's been sitting in my stash, and I thought, like, it's nice and sturdy. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, acid-free or whatever. So I'm just using what I have. And it's almost, yeah, it's 12 inches by almost 5.5. I just cut down as much as I could get from the paper. I was trying to do 6, but the pages were slightly less than, I think they were 11 inches. So I just put the different labels at the top. I just use my label maker. And the nice thing about that is I was able to print them once, or type them once, print them 2 times. So this is going to go in the front of my bin. Okay, I will put them in the front of my bin. And that way, these are what's inside. And then I just put those inside, okay? And then the other thing I was gonna show was what I do when I get a new set. So I haven't used this yet. It's super cute. It's the Build a Fox. And then I got the Build a Critter Winter accessories. So it's awesome now that Lawn Fawn is not making you snip apart all of the dies, because I really hate doing that, and flying pieces of metal. Anyways, so because there's so many compartments and pieces to these, I like to put them on a piece of magnet. So I just backed this onto a piece of scrap cardstock, and then I just put them on a piece of magnet sheet that I think will hold them all. Because these are coordinating sets, I'm gonna put both, and there's other ones, but I just really liked this one. And hopefully if I eventually get something else that coordinates with this, I can either get a bigger piece or try to rearrange them to make them fit. But I think these should easily fit here. I keep all of that together in this. This is actually a scrapbook.com little envelope. I got it for free, so I only have one. Keep them all on one sheet. If I got more add-ons, I would either need to do a whole separate envelope or maybe put backing another separate piece of magnet paper. I'm not sure what I would do. And then I keep the papers, especially for this set, it shows some ideas, but I like to have these as a reference. And then this, because it's the stamp set and I like that Lawn Fawn kind of wraps them so they're attached. I really like that. So I'll show you what I mean. So this is taped so you don't lose track of your other acetate, which is nice. So I'd probably just keep this all together, just snip off the top, slide it in and out. And if this eventually rips, then I'll just get rid of it. So I'll keep that with this because it's got like foxy, you're so foxy, crafty like a fox, like stuff like that. So it's going to go into the critter dies. And I didn't do a separate section for critter dies, but I just kind of put them all together. So they're all right here. And then now I'll be able to put, so I'm just going to work backwards. I've got my seasonal here. It's definitely seasonal. Okay, so seasonal and scene building is here. And what I probably should have done is staggered the words. So I could do that, like put them all in place and then stuck them in. So I think that's maybe what I'll do. People is up here, and then critters. Like I kept it really simple. People and then critters. So, but here, I'll show you what it looks like. So that's kind of what it looks like. Now, when I'm looking at it here, I can see all the words. But if you feel like it's not clear, you could definitely stagger. So people and then critters and then scene building, if that, but for me, like, it looks fine. All right, so here I have all done. I think it looks really great. These seem to really stand out and feel tall to me. Really hoping this fits in my top cabinet. Some of them I've had to adjust the height, so if they don't, I will trim them down just to make them slightly smaller, because I still think 11-inch would be okay. You'd be able to see them really well. But I like how this has all of these items in the order they're in, and I just have the little ones at the front. So I did not put a label because they're the first thing you see, and I have these little sentiment guys just in the front because, again, I think that'll stand out pretty easily, and it's the only one I have that looks like that. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you were able to do some of your own reorganizing with me, and I have at least one more bin to go through, so there will be more. All right, take care now.